All right, we got some aspect of your life, generally speaking, going very well. Love life, not so sexy here. Off the bat. Now, Eight of Swords is your centric card, so you may feel like you're tangled up in a web. And maybe in some cases you feel like you put yourself there. In other cases, you're just like, how do I get out of this sticky situation? And it's uncomfortable and it brings quite a bit of anxiety for you this week. Now, on the general side, we have the Magician and the Sun. So you're manifesting something, working towards something that brings you quite a bit of happiness, and the results are fantastic. And whatever that may lead you, it's getting busy as a result with the Chariot here. People may see what you're capable of. They want a piece of your talents or your time, and you could be creating things for others or just be very involved with others. Now, I feel like you're a one-man, one-woman show in a way, but that still has people, wanting to, again, hire you or just be around you or somehow use your ability to benefit them. Not that this sounds like weird and negative, but it's not. It's just, I think Chariot is bringing quite a lot of energy your way. You may get pulled in many directions here, and it could be hard to manage that. Now, that could be bringing this anxiety as well. You're like, oh my God, I got so many things to do. How do I take care of everything? So that could be coming as well. But for the most part, I feel like the Eight of Swords could be leading towards love, because love, we have Death, Seven of Wands, Arch Nemesis, Ten of Swords here. And it doesn't like me because I said it was my nemesis. Anyway. The Swords energy is continued here. You've got some ending that may have already happened or you're dealing with this week when it comes to love. Some of you could be trying to fight for something that appears to be a lost cause because the Ten of Swords is here. His face is in anguish, and you may be dealing with some sort of pain, feeling, and he's actually backstabbed. He feels like he's backstabbed here by a person, and you may not know how to deal with this energy. Seven of Wands, again, you could be trying to fight for something or defend yourself, and it feels like it hasn't gotten anywhere positive, with the Ten of Swords being the outcome card. Like by the end of this, you're just like absolutely done. What's the Eight of Swords? Okay, Eight of Swords has the Five of Coins. This person is like begging for support, money and assistance, or that type of energy. And they almost feel like they don't have much hope. And that's what's coming through. I don't want to dwell on the energy because I'm like saying so much negativity back to back could be overwhelming right now. All right, let's go to the general really quickly since that looks more positive. Strength. So we got majors here. So you're pulling through in a situation where, actually, what does this actually involve? What is the general side really about? Oh, geez. Okay. The Knight of Swords. With Strength, Nine of Swords, okay, I think you've overcome some intense fear that's been crippling you and been able to make something you want happen. You could have also, again, elevated yourself in some way with the Magician energy, and it's brought quite a bit of positivity into your world, but it's not without overcoming some fear. Communication, your communication skills as well could have brought you quite a bit of that Sun energy. Let me go to love. What's Death ending? Death is ending the Hanged Man. So there was a period of suspension, not knowing what's going on, a pause in your love life, and Death is bringing an end to that. So it's bringing a resolution because you may have been feeling stuck. Now you're not so stuck because you know what's happening, and that's the situation's ending. What comes after death? Even though we have the Seven of Wands, where is death meant to lead? King of Cups is leading to a person. This could be that there was no communication, nothing happening in regards to a person. You were stuck on them, or you guys just weren't doing anything together, or something wasn't happening anymore because neither side knew what to do, and that's coming to an end. I feel like this person could also be approaching the situation, or you approaching it with them. What does the Seven of Wands bring? Okay. Seven of Wands brings a lot of clarity, information, truth, things out in the open being said. Ten of Swords. What is it? Ten of Swords. Like I don't already know. All right. Ten of Swords brings the Seven of Coins. I think there was a long, again, I see the relationship with the Hangman, a long period of waiting for something to come out, be said, or just like out in the open. And I think that waiting period is done with the Ten of Swords. And what is, okay. And it seems like a choice has been, for the most part, made. Kind of came out at a weird angle, 50-50 here, but I feel like there's clarity, and I feel like a choice, a decision is a major part of this week when it comes to love, and it's been made here. And how do you feel in regards to your love life this week? You feel like the Hermit. Like you don't want to deal with love for the time being. You want to think things through even further. And in some cases, you just want to be left alone. What brings the Sun in the general side? Work, money, accomplishments brings the happy energy of the Sun. So you may be getting some positive feedback, getting a reward as well, feeling balanced in other ways, particularly money and work. Now let's get one overall for Aries. What do I need to know? There's things that will be learned this week, information coming your way, contact as well, that may end up being quite important here. And it may be relevant to kind of take a, not passive, but there could be some sort of advice here to try to keep your emotions at a distance for the time being, especially while whatever's going on in the love life is going down. Here are your cards. So the center card here we have for you guys is the Chariot. And the Chariot has the momentum. Chariot has quite a bit of energy, and it could be that you figure something out. I see that flower, you know, and it's like right smack there. He has this idea, he has this goal or mission, as you may feel, and then you're just going towards it with the energy of the Chariot. I always like to say, though, it could be a little crazy getting there, because the Chariot has like two horses that could also be of two minds, and you could find yourself thinking one thing one day and the other thing the other day, and it's like it's not a straight path. It's not a straight line towards a goal. It's pretty much what I'm trying to get at. For some of you, there is the aspect of travel being your main focus this week as well, with the Chariot card here, or means of travel impacting you. Now, if we go on the general side, we have the Five of Wands with the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant. And we have two people here that are basically going against each other. No one's winning at this time. So you may find yourself in a position against another person, and neither one of you, have the upper hand yet. Maybe this is associated with work, being that the King of Pentacles is here. This could be someone that you're disagreeing with, or that you're trying to basically come to terms with this energy. The Hierophant could introduce a mediator into the situation if you find that, you do have quite a bit of a major conflict with someone and it becomes a bit too aggressive. Then I do feel like someone potentially steps in. This could also represent for me that not much has changed in the situation. It's like there's an energy here trying to keep things civil, normal as they were. But I still think in the background, there's this energy of trying to one-up each other, or again, conflict with one particular person. Let's see what the clarifiers have to add. On the love side, we have the Four of Wands and the Moon and the Seven of Wands. And what's interesting is that when I first laid this side down, I got the energy of wanting to keep someone away. Like, I feel like these two people here are working hard to kind of barricade themselves, build a fort here, some defense thing, so that someone else doesn't get into their area. So you could find yourself trying to protect yourself against another person. Maybe not necessarily for the extreme, but maybe this person is like harassing you for your attention, or they're just too much and you don't want to be around them, and they're a romantic interest. This is the love side, but it doesn't feel like you're attracted to them as they might be towards you. You could have someone helping you here, a friend, trying to keep them, away. Maybe they're in the neighborhood, or they've come to your home and try to persuade you something here, and this could have happened like at night with the moon there, and you're just like, this person needs to just get out or get away from my space. And if not necessarily a home, it's just like your space, your private space that they could potentially be intruding, and you don't want them there. Okay, I want to get my clarifiers now. Let's start with the Chariot. Successful energy. Both these cards are on horses. This guy is also holding something in his hand. He feels like he has an answer. He feels like he knows what he's doing. Everything's going well. You have a mission, and it looks to me with that energy that you are successfully heading towards a goal. And you yourself could be feeling very successful this week in general. Like things are, or something's going your way. Let's get one for general. The Fool. Card of risk with the Fool here. There could be something that you're fighting for, something that you want to do. It may feel risky to another person or other people, but your intention is to go for it. The Hierophant, though, let's see. You're definitely interested in some new start here that brings you some sort of excitement. And it's not necessarily something you've done before. It's taking a chance on something. It could involve travel with that Eight of Wands, and that could be added with the Chariot here. Could also definitely involve a lot of communication with others to get this thing going. But let's see, why is the Five of Wands there? There's that movement card. It does feel like travel is an important factor this week. In some cases, you're trying to move past differences in order to go for something or be able to do something that you really want to do. What does the Hierophant bring? Oh, come on. That's not fair. Can't say the Hierophant brings the Hierophant. Okay. Let me just get the King of Pentacles real quick. I'm kind of annoyed by that, but I appreciate the same cards. So the King of Pentacles has the Two of Swords, which to me, and we have that here, these people are fighting, but no one's winning. No one wins here either. It's a stalemate. So we got two stalemate cards. I do feel as though you could be waiting for someone to sign a paper for you to do something, for instance. Or again, you're trying to reach an agreement with someone, but that's not happening. Someone could be very stubborn in this situation. But the intention is some sort of fresh start. You want to get things moving quickly. You're very excited. As I said, it could involve travel. And it ends in the Hierophant, which feels as though, especially if this is like, let's say it's a work thing, let's just use work. It feels as though you still have to wait for the corporate heads to get moving, which almost always takes time. I work in the corporate world. And so this week, even though the intention is the Fool, you may have to wait. You may have to deal with that red tape that you don't want to deal with. Give me one more for the Hierophant. And at least I know it can't be the Hierophant this time. So I think it's like this energy of wanting to change the system, wanting to do things differently, dramatically. That Wheel of Fortune for me is representing a big shift, as is the Fool. But I think that something or someone, again, it could be just that upper management, for instance, if this is a work thing for you, that could be holding the situation back because it needs signatures, it needs, time. Someone's on vacation, you need that person's answer. That type of energy is what I'm getting. You could apply it to other situations as well. Okay, let's go to love and this card. Ace of Swords. Yeah, I feel like that card is being very direct and firm. Because again, with love, I felt like someone was intruding in your space and you're telling them to back off with that energy. You could also be learning something about another person that you don't like. And that was a romantic interest, and that is keeping you away. I feel as though, if you're single, Four of Wands on its own is a great dating card, and it's a harmonious card, but I feel as though you're not comfortable with those that you're meeting for dates or someone that you have met on a date already. There could be an energy here, if you're single, that someone is being very pushy about taking you out, and you don't like that. Okay, this card really wants to come out. A card right now that I'm seeing it as reaching out. Someone could be buying you undesired gifts. And it's not that they're not nice things, but you don't want it from that person. All right, what's the Seven of Wands? One more. I feel like someone here has someone who's very, 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 very interested in them. And that could be the case where maybe for some, you could come on strong to another person as well. That's another possibility here. You could find yourself fighting for another person if you're very attracted. Otherwise, I do see it as them fighting for you and being too intent on it and it kind of pissing you off. They see you as very attractive, someone they would want to commit to, someone that they could see growing with, learning from, things of that nature. They could be attracted to your status or just how put together you are as a person overall. And if you have a child and you're a single parent, there's this possibility that you don't like this person for that child. And that could be a big factor in, finding another partner, is how they interact with your child. And then it could have been that didn't work out as well as you hoped. So, what's the Moon? There's a lot of romantic messages happening, either coming towards you. And how do you feel about that? Well, I would feel as though the King of Cups is receptive to that. It's interesting. One more. I still feel as though you want someone to back down. Someone could be inviting you to be with their friends, go to a party, and this is after hours with the Moon energy there. And in those cases, maybe some of you are just uncertain. Maybe some of you just have it could be that your guard is up because of your past experience or just because it's your personality. You have your guard super fortified. So for the moment, no one can really get close. There is an exchange of words though happening here with the Ace of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, an invitation to potentially go out to some sort of party or gathering of friends, or just a social interaction with another person to get to know them better. And it does feel as though there is a strong attraction and connection. In this case, for those of you where that relates, it feels as though you just have a wall that you're not necessarily ready to break down. If anything, you're putting it up. You're like, let me just put this up, put my guard up a bit just in case. And that could just be how you're feeling until maybe it feels as though you can relax a bit more about the situation.